Start clapping, making noise. Show your love. Bring it down for Miss Poetess Ray.
How's everybody doing? Let's give a hand first for all of the talented people that have been on the stage. This first piece I'm going to do for you was actually requested by a Facebook friend of mine. He wanted me to do a poem about statues that were supposedly placed in the ocean as memorials to the slaves who died during slave times. I didn't know about it, so I started doing some research, and I found that 20% at least of the Africans who were forced upon slave ships never made it to America. And the slave ship owners lost a lot of money because of the cargo that never made it. So they began to take out insurance policies on their human cargo. But the insurance policies only paid out if the cargo was lost at sea. It didn't pay out on folks who just died because of bad conditions. So someone came up with the idea of throwing the sick and dying slaves overboard. Thus, the ship owners were able to get a payout on some of their supposed profit. And I think this is maybe a snapshot of one of those days. And to me, it's a reason why all of us should do our best each and every day to live up to our full potential. Because it's only by the grace of God that any of us are even here. I methodically maneuvered seamlessly under ocean waves. That is, until the shadow of a massive creature drifted over and covered me. Blood-curdling screams escaped the human cargo held in the belly of the beast, and I was hypnotized by the sounds that washed over me like monsoonal waves. I can still hear the screams echoing in my mind. My family all stolen away from me. Packed so tight, can't even breathe, no food, even less water. Mother Africa, rescue me. Finally, after I was able to break free from my troubled trance, I contemplated the purpose of any entity which could cause so much misery. Bewildered, I surfaced, hoping that the sun's rays on my dorsal fins would warm the now chilled blood running through my veins. I basked in the summer heat, oblivious to my surroundings, until snapped back into reality by the sight of a pale human directing whip into dark human's meat. So many times that whip slashed into dark human's back. Broad shoulders full of nobility crumbled underneath the lash, but simultaneously blossomed into colored palettes of white, pink, and red. And at that very moment, if it was within my nature, I would have screamed, but instead I dove down deep. I was desperate to escape the horrid scenes, and hours passed as I sulked, trying to make sense of the day's escapades, when suddenly dark bodies began to breach the ocean's crest, one, then another, all attached to heavy chains. Men, women, children of all ages, thin and sickly, yes, but still alive, their screams muffled by the liquid that filled their lungs. But unfortunately, their struggles were music to the ears of predators like me. Some of my brothers had already begun to feast. I held back for as long as I could, and then my animalistic nature just took hold of me, and I began to tenderize warm, dark meat between my giant teeth. Tears that I didn't even know I had began to mix and mingle with blood and sea. I am a creature that many of a man-eating machine, but the tears that I didn't even know began to mix and mingle with blood and seed. I am a creature that many of you think of as a mindless killing machine, but that day after gorging, I lay fat and tired, disgusted with myself, with only enough energy to wonder how that ship's crew would attempt to justify their own actions. I was and will forever be disheartened by this picture of your so-called humanity.